If you have a little one in your life, you may be wondering how can you support them financially, but maybe not support them financially in the sense that you're thinking. You want to give them a jump start in their lives financially so that they're not trying to figure out how to afford college, how to get ahead, how to get a new credit card. In this video, I'm talking about 6 ways that you can help your child, or maybe the favorite child in your life if you don't have kids, to get a jump start in their finances. Stick around. Hey guys, welcome back to the Debt Free Millennials channel. I'm your host Justine, and here we talk about all ways to help you crush debt, achieve financial confidence that leads to more fun and fewer payments. If you want that lifestyle, if you're in pursuit of financial freedom, then I hope you click that red subscribe button down below so that you stay in tune with this community as we're building a family of more than 100,000 subscribers. I feel like it's coming so close. As I was thinking about making this video, I have a 2.5-year-old, a daughter, and it's been so fun watching her grow and achieve and learn new things. And I work in finance, so I'm constantly thinking about ways that I can introduce money concepts to a toddler and helping her understand the value of currency and why we use currency in exchange for goods and services. And I'm also thinking of what will the financial landscape look like when she becomes a young adult? What are some things that I wished I would have taken advantage of in my 20s as I was just starting out my financial journey? One of the things that you can do for your kid, for your son, daughter, for your child, is you can actually set them up as an authorized user on your credit card. You can do this without them knowing, so that you don't, especially if they're teenagers, you don't really want them to know if you haven't really taught them financial skills and literacy to know how to handle that. But a great way to do this is you can open up and add your child as an authorized user on your credit card account even as young as 2 years old. So this is something that we did for Quinn. We added her to our Chase Sapphire Preferred card. It's my favorite credit card to use, especially if you're into dining and travel. If that's you, or you want to explore that credit card and see if it fits your lifestyle, I will link to that right up here in the cards. It's free to do with the Chase Sapphire Preferred. They actually get their own credit card, and again, she's not using it. She's 2.5 years old. I'm just tucking it in a drawer. What that does is that actually starts building up some credit history. Now, your child actually won't get a credit score until they're 18 years old, but the authorized user will actually show up as an open account on their credit report. So as you're building up this history, they're going to see that they've been an authorized user by the time they turn 18 for well over a decade. And I think that's such a great benefit, because then it'll be able to open the doors up to applying to better, more robust credit cards from the get-go, so that they're not stuck with a simple 1% cash back from the bank. They can actually go for something that has more robust bonus and reward systems. It also unlocks better credit score opportunities, so that perhaps they can apply for an apartment that has a really great lease option when they're older. Applying for a mortgage, this could be a huge advantage for them, and why I'm listing this as the first way that you can help them get a jump start in their financial life. The second way is to open up a 529 account. So I've done a whole video on 529 plans. I will link to that up here in the cards if you want to learn more about that. But basically, this is a college savings account in which you can invest dollars into the stock market. That investment grows over time. And then when you are ready to pay for qualifying education expenses, you can withdraw that money tax free. This is an amazing plan that's set up for you to invest money in for your child's college education. And more recently, with new laws and changes that have occurred, you can actually use this money for K through 12 expenses as well. Things like tuition, or we have to buy a laptop computer for them. Any of those things actually qualify as part of a 529 plan. And a bonus for this is you can actually open up a 529 plan. Did you know? Before your child is born. Here's how to do that. Open up a 529 plan and label yourself as the beneficiary. Then when your child is born, you can go back in and open up a 529 plan, a second 529 plan, using their social security number when you get it. And then you can actually transfer the funds from your 529 plan over to your beneficiary, your child, and then all of that money goes directly to them. You can do this for actually more than just your son or daughter. You could do this for stepchildren. You can do this for a niece or nephew. So long as there's a family tie component to it, you can actually do this. Another change to the 529 plan is if that money is not used for qualified education expenses, you can actually roll that over into your child's Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is a great investing account for you to grow towards your retirement. I've done a whole video on Roth IRAs as well, so you want to check that out up here in the cards. I'm giving you a whole bunch of card options up here for you to check out, but I think it's so good for you to explore these different options for your child. 529 plan is great. We opened one under Kyle's name and then transferred it over to Quinn, and so now she has over $7,000 for college related expenses, or we could use for K through 12, or you can use it for a tech or trade school. If you're thinking, okay, the college education tuition bubble is going to burst during our lifetime and it's just not going to be worth it, college is not worth it, you might be considering a UGMA. That's a Uniform Gifts to Minor Act. The UGMA account is also an investing account in which you can contribute dollars into investment, let it grow. The caveat here is, and the cool thing is the money does not have to be used for education related expenses. It can be used for anything. The drawback here is once your child becomes 18, they retain full ownership of that account, and then they can do whatever they want with the money. If you're not comfortable with that and having your 18-year-old be in charge of this nest egg that you've been building for 18 years, then the UGMA may not be the best account for you. If that's scary, then you can simply open up a brokerage account. So this is your fourth way that you can help your child, is just simply taking advantage of a plain and simple investing brokerage account where you can input and invest money inside of this brokerage account, and you can use the money for whatever. It can be for a wedding, a car, help with a down payment on a house, whatever it may be. You can actually just put money aside in that investing account, let it grow, and then withdraw it at any time, regardless if your child is 18 or not. Perhaps they're 25, 30 years old, and then you want to take out the money. Just know that whenever you're withdrawing out of that brokerage account, it's subject to capital gains taxes. And so you will be taxed on that money on any of those withdrawals. And keep in mind, whether you're using a 529 plan, a UGMA, or your own brokerage account, there's always risk when you're investing your money. It can be conservative and you're investing in bonds, or more aggressive and you're investing in stocks, or maybe somewhere in between. Maybe you're using an index fund. And keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor or CFP. I'm sharing what I know in hopes that you provide a little bit more education for yourself and know what works best for you and your family. I have a brokerage account and I'm currently utilizing it for a down payment, but who knows, maybe after the down payment is taken care of and we're into our first home, we continue to build that up and use it for things for our daughter later on in the future. The fifth way to help out your kids is to teach them financial literacy early and often. The more you can educate your kids about money and doing it early is just going to set them up for financial success later. I actually had seen a TikTok of this woman who had a budget for her kids' clothes and toiletries. I think it was toiletries specifically. And so she said, all right, we've actually budgeted from our family's budget $40 for the month for your shampoo and body wash and all that stuff. So here's $40. Actually gave her kids cash, and she let them pick out exactly what they thought they needed. So she said, hey, I see you guys are low on shampoo and conditioner. Go pick it out with the budgeted money, and this is what you have to work with. And so while they were spending their parents' money, it got them in the mindset of checking price tags. It got them looking at, okay, how can I stretch this out? Or am I going for a premium product and then all of the the money is gone. If you have a toddler like me, then something really easy that you can do is when you're with your toddler at Starbucks or at the grocery store and they see something that they want to buy. For my kid, it's always the cake pops at Starbucks. They just love those with the sprinkles. Gotta have the sprinkles. We say, okay, in order to get this cake pop, we have to give the cashier this money or this credit card, which helps pay for the cake pop. We always have to pay for things, and this is how we do it. Can you help mama tap the credit card to help pay for it? Can you hand the cashier this $5 bill? It helps them connect the dots of this is an exchange. In order to get this cake pop, I have to give them money. So helping them just understand that simple exchange of currency in order for a good or a service is going to really help them think about things as they're going, and not just, I want this, I want that, I'm just gonna walk out of the store with whatever I want. So that's a really great way to teach them financial skills early on. Another great way is for you to pick up my Investing for Kids activity book. This is a workbook that I wrote about a year ago that helps kids ages 8 to 12 understand financial concepts. I find that age group really can grasp the concepts of money much better, and they're also getting into that age where they can explore small business ideas, not just lemonade stands, but maybe it's lawn mowing, or maybe they're babysitting for their little sister or their little cousin. This is how we start to instill some of those financial habits early on. If you want to pick that book up, that workbook up, I will list it below in the description box for you to pick up on Amazon. It is definitely not mandatory, but this one is really fun. You can sign up your child for frequent flyer programs now. You can do it early so that they can start racking up points. I love this idea. I wished I would have done this when Quinn was a baby, when she first flew with us from California to Nebraska. We were flying on Southwest. She's flown on Southwest several times. I just got her set up with her own Rapid Rewards program, and what that does is it adds points to her. Even though she's under my reservation, she's going to get points for that. And it's going to just continue to build up because I know she's going to continue flying on that airline with us. And then more recently, we actually switched over to starting to utilize Delta a little bit more. And so I just signed her up for her own Delta Sky Miles number. So she has that. When you set your child up for these frequent flyer or any kind of program, rewards, loyalty program, they start accumulating those points. And so long as you're staying within those program requirements of either booking flights or making purchases within 24 months, you're going to accumulate those points over time. And could you imagine being able to cash in a free flight for your kid for a trip to Disney World or Hawaii? Yes, please. That's why I love taking advantage of these frequent flyer programs. You can easily do that by just signing them up. Add them to your own email address so you can keep track of it, but include their name and their date of birth, and you're good to go. You don't have to have any kind of ID or identification, especially when they're young like that. So it's easy. Those are 6 ways that you can help out your child or the favorite child in your life to help them get a financial start successfully so that they can grow and learn how to use money for good and be financially confident. Let me know what you're trying in the comments below, or if there's something that I missed that you want to add to the list, let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one.